Caught on cell phone cams, smoke billowing on the horizon, and on silent security video from the moment of impact, the stunning Israeli strike into the heart of Doha's diplomatic quarter, targeting the leadership of Hamas within Qatar's capital. Israel's prime minister was clear.
Israel acted wholly independently, and we take full responsibility for this action.
Hamas, which has used Doha as a base from which to negotiate an end to its war with Israel, said while a number of its members were killed and wounded, the Hamas leadership survived, said a spokesman. But that Israel struck inside Qatar, a sovereign state, longtime U.S. ally, and facilitator in ceasefire negotiations with Hamas, sent shockwaves. Qatar called the strike a blatant violation of international law, adding there must be a response from the entire region. And from Qatari state television, Qatar won't deal lightly with this reckless Israeli behavior. Indeed, condemnation was broad. Prime Minister Mark Carney called the violence intolerable, said France the strike was unacceptable, said the UK it risks further escalation. The UN labeled it a flagrant violation of Qatar's sovereignty.
All parties must work towards achieving a permanent ceasefire, not destroying it.
This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha.
Notified not by Israel, but the Pentagon, said White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, adding that the strike
does not advance Israel or America's goals.
All of it a day after a Hamas attack in Jerusalem, where gunmen opened fire on a crowded bus, killing at least 6. And while inside Gaza City, as Israel threatens an expanded ground operation and is ordering a total evacuation, Palestinians dig for the dead after the latest Israeli bombardment there. We don't know what to do, said Ahmed Kanaita. There's no civil defense, no paramedics. There's nothing.
And just back to Donald Trump, Adrienne, he emphasized in a post on his Truth Social site today that the strike was, quote, not a decision made by me.
Okay, so he took issue with the location, but it seems he was perfectly fine with the targets.
Yeah, look, he wrote in that same post that eliminating Hamas is a worthy goal. But he also underlined that the U.S. tried to alert Qatar to the strike, but that it was too late. And he feels badly about that, writing he's told Qatar such a thing will never happen again on their soil, saying explicitly this evening the U.S. had no advance warning from Israel on this, and he's very unhappy with the way it all went down.
All right, Paul Hunter in Washington. Let's go straight to Sasha Petrusik in Jerusalem. That is where 6 people were killed just one day ago in an attack celebrated by Hamas. And Sasha, Israel's prime minister made direct reference to that.
That's right, Adrienne. Netanyahu called that a terror attack, and he said it was the final straw. But from the start, Netanyahu's hardline coalition partners and his supporters have been pushing for that kind of total victory at any cost, not some kind of deal at the negotiating table. And while the world might be condemning this attack, many here are actually cheering it.
But Sasha, this could affect the fate of the remaining hostages, no? What are people saying there?
Well, a real split is emerging among Israelis. The tens of thousands who have been out on the streets demanding some kind of a deal to get those hostages released, they are afraid that this is going to be some kind of a death sentence. After all, there are believed to be 20 living hostages still inside Gaza. On the other hand, there are many others who are cheering this Israel's show of force here. Really, it's chutzpah.
All right. Sasha Petrusik in Jerusalem. Thank you. The strike in Qatar marks yet another flashpoint for Israeli military action across the Middle East. Conflicts both long-standing and more recent on top of the one with Hamas in Gaza. Off and on combat with the Houthis in Yemen. Cross-border fighting in Lebanon with Hezbollah, including devastating Israeli pager attacks. In Syria, Israel has launched what it called preemptive strikes. Syria said those violated international law. And Israel has also directly engaged with Iran as well, culminating in this year's 12-day war. Iran accused of funding many of Israel's enemies, and now it's Qatar, a targeted strike widely condemned. But what happens next?